Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Relationships. I am here with my awesome co-hosts today. We have on my right, your left, most likely, Adrian Charleston,
Hey.
and on my left, your right, Terrence Perry.
Hello.
And we're here to talk relationships. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start. Which side should we start on, guys? You want to? Which one?
Latest first.
Oh, isn't it nice? So we're going to start with Adrian, and we're going to have a question. She's going to give us a couple of questions, and we're going to discuss everything. And we would just really love for you guys to chime in if you have any questions or comments. Just please send them through. All right, Adrian, you have the floor.
Hey. Okay. I really didn't have any questions prepared, but I did want to talk about a little bit about what was discussed last time. And apparently, there was a discussion on love that some people had questions on because there was a lengthy discussion in the group about love. I don't profess to be the know everything on love, but I do know love. Love is all. Love is everything. Love is within you. Love is who you are. Love is. Oh, I feel like I'm about to write a poem.
I know. Go ahead.
Love.
Let it roll.
But I love because it's something that's within you and something that is you. It's not something that. It's something that you give willingly, something that you give for free, and it's something that is not conditional. If it is conditional, you're not giving your true love. You're giving something. It doesn't matter if someone loves you back, because you can love somebody that doesn't love you back. Like, it's love. It's a feeling. It's something that flows through you. It's not something that you control, that you cut off. When you start controlling it, cutting it off, and doing certain things and say, well, if they did do this, I don't love them anymore. You don't love them.
You never love them.
Right. Now, they can do things that you don't want to be with them. Let's get that straight. You can love someone and not be with them, which is probably sometimes for the better, but you still can't control the emotion of love. And love, like, again, love is all. Love is everything. Love is up and down. Love is the world. And love does not have conditions. So that's all I want to say.
Let me be the devil's
You're not
advocate.
being devil's advocate. You're being you. So continue.
let me be the devil's advocate and being me. in the definition of love, if it's not defined or if it's not clearly defined,
Let's look it up. Go ahead.
and you enter, well, let's say you enter into a relationship, whether you're with the dating phase, and I guess one of the people in that relationship say they are in love. The other person says they're not in love. So they may want to. That person that's not in love may want to either end the relationship or they may want to continue dating, but they're not in love. So if the person that said that they are in love continues to say, like you said, they say they are in love, they feel like they're in love, then that may be true because that's what's in their heart. But again, if love is not clearly defined and the other person saying that they're not in love with them, then my question is that really love? Or is that something similar that look like love?
I have the definition. I'm sorry. Love is pretty much what I just described: an intense feeling of deep affection. It didn't say it has to be reciprocated. It didn't say it had to be anything else but a deep feeling that you have of intense affection. And that's the definition. Go ahead.
So let me.
No, go ahead.
Now, what you were saying, you said that the other person, one person says they love that person, and then the other person says they don't love you.
Don't put that up. I need you to hold that.
So I think at that point, there's a crossroad that needs to be crossed. It doesn't mean that the other person does not love that person. And it doesn't mean that the other person should start to love or try to say they love that person if that feeling is not mutually felt. But I think that's the point where you're at a crossroad, because like you said, either now we need to end this relationship because you have developed feelings that maybe I don't want to have or never intend to have for you, because that's where people sometimes get into sexual relationships and not looking at a person for whether or not they want to actually continue to something more serious.
Let me ask you to hold for just a second, and I want
We
Adrian
just
to
disappeared.
look up the word
Infatuation.
obsession and infatuation.
Infatuation, an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone or something.
Well, then that's that other person that, to me, that would fall under the person that does not love that person. They
It's
had
a short-lived
right.
passion.
They had a passion. They
Right.
wanted to be in something sexual and physical, but they didn't want any connections or ties.
No,
And
you
then-
can't say that what they want or they didn't want. They're just simply not in love, or
at that
that's,
point,
or
but that
at a
doesn't
point,
mean
that's what
right.
they love. But it don't mean that they wanted this or that. You're projecting what they wanted onto it. It's a
You
million.
projected all that about love, though.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying there are 7 billion people in the world, so you can
Is it?
project 7 billion different views and perspective on love.
Right,
But like you defined it, and
I didn't
when-
define it. That's how
right the way
the
it's
world
defined.
defined it.
That's the way it's defined in Webster, and also infatuation is short-lived. Now, also look up the word obsession.
The state of being obsessed with someone or something. Let me look up
But
obsessed.
you actually call that obsession if the person that's in love continues the relationship with someone who's not in love with them
Yeah.
at that time?
Yeah.
It's not.
Because
It
if that
becomes-
person
It does not become an
It borders
obsession. No, it
on,
does not.
on obsession.
well, that's what at the crossroads. So they continue to talk.
Right.
And
then
this
it-
person,
it's fine. If
then
they
and
continue
right, if
to
they
talk, it's
talk and
fine.
he says, well, or she says, I'm not in love with you, but I'm not saying that that's not something that will come later on.
Right.
And then that person continues to date that person. That's not obsession. To
Right.
me, obsession is if this person here says, look, I don't love
Right.
you. I don't want to love you. I'm not planning on loving you. I think we should split. And
Right.
then
There
that
you go.
person leaves, and then the other person continues to keep calling them, keep
Exactly.
going. To me,
That's
that's
an
obsession.
Right.
And that's the
That's-
definition. The
right.
definition
Now-
is to
now-
preoccupy
Right.
or fill the mind of someone or something continually, intrusively, and to a troubling extent. It's almost bordering on, because you know how we have like obsessive compulsive disorder
Right.
and mental health. It's something you do on a continuous basis to where it's affecting your regular everyday life. Obsession is not something, oh, well, I still want to be with you. That's not an obsession. Obsession is I'm hiding in the bushes because I want to be with you.
Right.
I'm
Well,
following
that's-
you to work. I can't work because I want to be with you. I
Now-
can't
Now
eat
let me
because I wanna
also
be with
now
you.
let me also
that's,
say
that's not love. That's
But let me
different.
say this now: obsession, and as you just talked about it again, is usually talked about in negative terms. But obsession is not necessarily negative. Let me explain. Obsession, like I said, if two people choose to stay in the dating or relationship, whether the other person is in love or not, but if they choose to stay, then because the obsession have to go both ways. When the obsession don't go the other way, then there's still one person pursuing the other,
Mm.
but it's not going both ways. So if that person says, I choose not to be in this relationship anymore, then that other person either need to walk away in the relationship and be gone. If that person continues to pursue, not necessarily in a negative way, they may send flowers, emails, phone calls, cards, or what have you.
How
a negative
often?
way.
But
if
yeah,
it's
because
not
it's because
something
it's
that
an
they
upset.
wanted, right?
Right.
If
they
it's
don't want it,
if it's unwanted,
so
it's
it's
negative.
right.
Right.
So I'm still trying to where's
But
the positive of
the positive is
obsession?
when two people are in love, then
That's not obsession.
that's an
That's-
obsession.
no, it's
No,
not.
Because let me
no,
say,
love and obsession
for
are
two
two
people
different things.
to be in love, you have to be
Mm.
infatuated with that person.
No,
You have to be in tune. Yeah, your
No.
focus got to be your heart, your mind, your soul got to be into that person.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
not out-
love.
but
That's
But not out
that's
of the
what
point of
drives.
doing other
That's what
things,
drives
though.
love. But if the other person is not feeling that, then your feelings, your heart, your emotions is driving you toward love. That's not what that other person is trying to achieve with you.
you know you've not connected anything that you've said. You've talked your way in a circle, and it has not.
That-
It
all I'm
hasn't
saying is,
connected
look,
for me So because those are still three different things. Infatuation.
Talk about that girl that was obsessed with you. Are you feeling some pain?
No,
Are you?
What?
Upset that she sent flowers? Or
Was she obsessed? Was she able to go to
was
work?
she stalker?
Was
Was
she-
she stalker material?
No.
What happened?
Here's my
There's,
thing.
there's an underlying thing going on here. Is that
Right.
what it is?
Yeah,
The
let's
thing.
talk
I mean, no, that was you all's conversation. That was,
No, this
That
was
was
from
you all-
last week.
right,
I
and it
wasn't
was-
here last
right.
week, so it wasn't
but you
you
brought
all.
it up this week.
Yes.
So, and you all,
Because I
so you
was
just made it
curious.
you all's conversation.
I was just
Wow.
curious as to why,
Well,
where the
that-
disconnect
that
was
well,
that
no,
these
that
are three
conversation-
different things.
That conversation started from a conversation about friends with benefits.
Okay, but it's,
And they were saying if you enter into a relationship, now the relationship you was in with friends with benefits, does that stop? Are you now friends or do you end that? That's where that conversation kind of got sidetracked
Well,
from.
I think what had happened is that our other co-host Charlene was saying that you can be in love with someone
yes.
and not have it received back, and
Right.
you were saying that no, if it can't be, then that's an obsession behavior.
Right,
If
love have to be
that
reciprocal.
happens
No, it
that
does
way.
not.
It have to be
Okay.
Love.
Somebody said that they think that you were obsessed.
That's
And
what
they-
it
and they
sounds
can
like.
think, no, it and
We're just
right.
trying to
People
get to
feel-
the
right.
bottom of
But I
this.
think of it is I think through things,
No.
and I would think through a relationship. I know whether I want to be
Yeah,
involved with somebody or
but
not.
thinking through a
some
relationship.
people don't have the
No.
Well, some people are just
you know what I'm saying? You gotta
dependent.
stand up for what
If
you
got a-
believe in.
If you have
But-
a dependent behavior, then
You don't let
can
nobody
become an
drag you
obsession
along in a
to somebody
relationship.
else.
Right. But
don't let
thinking
nobody drag
through
you
things
along.
is still different from how you feel because this is this is that.
Right.
So just because you think, and I said that a few minutes ago, you can love someone and not be with them because it's not good for you, but it doesn't mean you love them any less. It just means you know better. There's a difference in knowing better and loving someone.
Yeah,
There
one
are
that's
plenty
not
of people
healthy.
that you can love and not be with and know in your mind and heart, like you said, think it through,
Right.
but does not mean you don't love them.
You just
No,
realize it's
love-
not a
that
healthy
means you call
relationship.
it love, but that's not love. That's
It-
just what you define as
No,
love.
I just told you what love
Well,
was.
you told me what wealth to say it.
And I told you my definition
Right,
as well.
and neither one is truly love.
Why is it not love?
Not that because love is reciprocal.
It is
No,
not.
that's-
Love is
no.
reciprocal. Yeah, love is reciprocal. Love don't go one.
Can I ask you this?
When we talking about relationship, yeah,
Yeah,
ask me.
we're talking about love, period. Love
Well,
in
no, we're
life.
talking about relationship.
No, we're talking about love.
But you
Love
can ask
is-
me anything you want to.
So, God is love. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but I'm just going to go here for a minute. God is love, right?
Mhm.
God is
Right.
in us.
Right,
We are supposed to emit Him. We are love.
right.
So,
There's
Why
other
would we
things in
wait
you
for
yourself.
love?
Now, there's other things in you yourself for God. That's just like God in you.
Exactly.
There's devil in you too. There's
yeah.
devil.
Well,
There's
that's-
devil right there
yeah,
beside
yeah.
beside every.
I don't have the
Best-
devil in me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't have no
think
devil
we
in me.
all-
Just like there's
But-
good in you, then there's some bad too.
There's
And
good
just
and
like you
bad,
said,
but there's
God,
no devil.
and when you're talking about God is love,
Yes.
and then the devil is evil, and those two interact on this
When
earth.
it
Well,
happens
wow,
all the
yeah.
time.
Well,
When
what
it-
is that? Does the audience have anything to say in regards to the feedback?
Well, you know, Charlene is really.
she's
Tell her,
guarded.
go
What
in,
did-
Charlene.
What did she say?
Get it.
Said,
Get it.
she was the one who said that.
That's right.
She thinks that you were obsessed. So we need to talk about that. And she
Well,
also
we know better than
said,
that.
No, we
No.
don't know.
Yeah, we do
No,
know.
we don't.
Charlene knows.
"But you know, reality."
Charlene, the one that was
Well, what
I'm
is
reading
in and
questions.
about-
I'm reading
Did Charlene
about
tell you what?
Charlene
She
was
hurt your
saying.
heart.
Charlene was saying.
Oh.
that
Okay,
she,
let's talk whatever.
but she ain't here,
And
so
I'm
I'm not
talking right
gonna.
And then there was another comment that said, any connection you have with someone is a relationship. I think we
right?
know
It
that.
is,
That's
yes.
true. Mhm.
And I have a relationship with my parents, co-workers,
Mhm.
friends.
Right.
Okay, so those are some of the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime, I mean,
Well, yeah.
all interactions that you have with people is some type of relationship in some form or fashion.
I think we
That's-
can all agree that two people don't fall in love at the same time.
Right.
It
right.
doesn't.
That's-
It
that's
does. It's
true.
not going to happen that way. And
Right.
you know, and to say that if a person loves someone and then they're not at that point, the other person's not at that point, I can't say that that's obsession because it's just that person's feelings. And like I stated in the discussion we had online, It just really depends on where two people are coming from in life and how love was portrayed in their life, whether they received love as a child, how they received it, how they determined it, how it was
like.
right, what it looked like,
Right.
on whether or not a person falls in love easier or harder than somebody else. Because some people actually have to be shown what love really is because they never was exposed to it. They never, growing up, whether it be with parents or anybody else, they never had that opportunity to experience true love, somebody that cares for them, that wants to be with them.
And that's why I said people don't really know what love really is.
But
Because
that's
just like
not-
you just
no.
said,
That's
people
not
don't
everybody
really-
though. You're saying
most
people.
people,
Some
I'm saying
some
a
people
lot of
come
people,
from good homes. They know what
it don't
love is.
matter
They've
how good the
experienced
home
the
is.
love. Yes, it does because
because
that's
a
where
lot
you
goes
start
on in
with
what
the-
a show called Good Home. A whole lot goes on under the radar
But that's
in those
not
show called Good Home.
That's not every home though, and there
Many
are
many
people that
homes
are
are just
experienced.
We
They
have to talk one at a time.
Many
they
homes are
have-
dysfunctional,
We can't-
so they're not
They-
getting what real love
It just
is.
sounds
they
like
experience right.
No, it's-
People
it don't sound like
experience
that when
love
it's-
in different ways, and love is you first start to get those experiences as children, as love, to show unconditional love, or love where someone loves you, not waiting on something else to happen, just love. Then you get to you go through other relationships, and if you are with healthy adults that have experienced positive things coming through life, then people are going to fall in love different. Now, if you had somebody that's gone through heartaches, maybe they were abused as a child, they
Right.
got
There you
into
go.
abusive relationships, and all the way through, and then now they come across somebody that loving, knows how to love, knows how to give love. They're going to be standoff at first. So that person that knows how to love is going to love that person first, and then they're going to love that person through the hurt. That person may be standoff. They don't understand what it is. They don't know what that animal looks like. You know, they expect somebody that this is supposed to be something that comes behind it. Okay, you say you love me, so what else? What do you want me to do? What are you trying to get from me? And then when that person says, I don't want anything from you but to just love you, I think that takes time for somebody to tear down all that hurt, that pain, the walls, but eventually it will come down. So,
And I say you may need counseling, therapy, or such. There's nothing wrong with that if those barriers have been in your life and you're trying to love, you're trying to understand what love is. You may have to seek some type of counseling to get to that. Otherwise, you're going to waste a whole lot of time in life, burdening yourself because you're not able to love freely. You're not able to trust openly. These things happen. Most families are dysfunctional. So love has been dysfunctional in most households. This unconditional love concept.
I wouldn't say
you
most.
wouldn't say most, but most is. In most households,
I don't think most. I
it's
think you might
dysfunction.
see a lot of people that you
I
may
do
think
wanna say
becomes the
something.
people that come to you may have that, but that doesn't
not
mean that
necessarily come to
most
me.
people.
I'm saying people all around the world.
And I'm trying to raise my hand because
Go
I do want to
ahead.
get
I'll
in.
be
Go
through
ahead.
in a minute. All around the
We can
world.
see you.
All around the world, there is dysfunction. I don't care whether it's Donald Trump's household or in a household down from that, it's dysfunction. Now, to what degree and what level is different for every household.
And I just want to throw out
Agent,
there,
feel free. Go ahead.
as a psychologist, I do want to let people know that are out there listening that all feelings are valid. I tell all of my clients this: if anybody tells you that your feelings are not valid, regardless of what that feeling is, love, hate, anger, depression, your feelings are valid. This is where we start. This is how you have to start. So I will never tell anybody that they're not in love. You can't, or they don't love someone, because your feelings are valid because they're your feelings. This is what you know. This is what you feel. This is where it's coming from. It's coming from you. You are not looking for the love from the outside, because if you're waiting for somebody to love you, you're looking for love on the outside. If you love and you love freely, as I do, because I love most people, I don't look for them to love me back. I love my sister right here. You see? And if she didn't say it, I still would love her. I would love her just as much. And I love people. I love. That's what I am, a free lover. Like you said, there are people that love easily, people that are okay with saying, I love you. And I don't care if I get it back, because it's not dependent upon that. My love is not dependent on anything. And your love should not be dependent on anybody else's love. Your love is something within you. It comes from within you. It is you. It does not depend. Once you start worrying about if somebody loves you on the outside, then it's diminishing you as yourself, your
And then that's what
self-esteem,
depression,
your love,
yeah.
who you are as a person. Love is not without, love is within. And I always talk about love. If anybody y'all watch any of my other stuff, love, love, love. Love is everything. Love is all. So I kindly disagree with Mr. Perry over here, but I will say your feelings are valid. If you love someone, you love them. That's it. So next topic.
Yes. So we're gonna you have one other thing to say before we go to the next topic?
I do. I'd rather go on to the next topic.
Okay.
We didn't
Beat
went
that
there,
one.
there,
Okay.
like I said.
All right. So did you have any other topics?
No.
Good. Okay.
Well, while we were transitioning, we had a couple comments that said, first of all, so, your hair is fierce. Came through. And
yes.
And Joe Davis said that relationships fail because we think it is about a feeling.
Right.
Many of us can't stay saved, i.e., in a relationship with God, because they think it's about a feeling and it should be about commitment.
Okay.
And Charlene agreed with Joe and said that we think love changes a person and expect loving someone will make the relationship work.
Exactly. And love is within you, is not without, and you can't change anybody's feelings. You can only have your own.
It's an inside job.
It is.
Okay.
All day. And you got to start with loving you first.
That's it.
But there's another question there. Can you change someone by loving them?
No.
You can.
You can love them
through
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Through the struggles, but you can't change them. That has to be something that they want to do within. So your actions of loving them is basically you're giving the love, showing them that you're going to love them regardless of how they are or who they are. But as far as the change has to come from within, from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, we're about to talk and say at the same time.
Let me also add a comment that's been on, I guess, on the chat this week was from Lanisha Wilson, was asking about what happened to dating? Have dating changed?
Yes.
And what's going on with the dating scenes? But she was going in on the guys are not doing this, doing that, and then somebody else chimed in and said it ain't just the guys. When you're talking about dating, it's it's the men and women that have changed the landscape of the dating scene.
Yeah, I think we kind of touched on that on one of our other episodes,
right.
Where we were talking about how now it's no longer just going in someplace meeting somebody face to face. You have a lot of it is done over the internet now. A lot of screening out. A lot of does he have these same characteristics? Is he going this way? Is he going that way? So I would say yes. Mm-hmm. In that aspect, that dating has become technical. Yes. More than anything, technology has kind of ruled that scene in a lot of ways. It's kind of phasing out to kind of go somewhere and expect to meet someone unless you've set it up already. Right. Does that mean that going out and doing it the old-fashioned way, meeting somebody, is the wrong thing to do? I say no, because still attraction is attraction. Mm-hmm. So it's two ways of whether or not you want to do things. If you want to go out and meet somebody, or if you've had bad experiences and you think, okay, I just rather, meet somebody and chat them up on a website. And then when I feel comfortable about that person, then I can go meet them. That doesn't mean that you cut out error. I think people should understand that. Just because you meet somebody over on Match.com and they put in all of these things that you think is just perfect, does not mean to cut out the error that as you get to know them, face to face or in person, that you're still going to feel the same way you did when you were chatting them up and not able to see them, because again, they still were putting that best foot forward. Mm-hmm. And then as you get to know a person is when you really get to know the person. Yes. And then at that point, so that part is still the same, I think, in dating. I just think how you meet people nowadays has changed.
And I also think that the way people approach it, it's still, and it always goes back to, I think what we talk about every time is communication. Mm-hmm. The communication is off. The way people communicate is different. And things get misconstrued very easily through text and typing and all these things, because you don't know the inflection and meaning beside it. And if you are only texting with someone, it's so much easier to not respond. It's so much easier to not move forward. It's easier to cut them off. So I think that's kind of where dating, it's missed because we don't do that extra conversation. We don't get into the things
emotions
that,
of it. You get the emotions out of it when
Right.
you do it over there.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah,
boom, put the
you can-
phone down.
Right. You can do an emoji, but emoji is not an emotion.
Right.
It's, it's,
Yeah.
you're not gonna. They don't know how you really feel about things, and I just until they actually can see you. To me, facial expressions and everything is so much more than just sending a text to somebody, because then you can really read that person or understand that person's feelings, whether they're happy or they're sad or they're whatever. But I don't know how many times I may have texted somebody and the message was lost in between the text.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, that wasn't really what I meant, but it was a text. And so everybody's going to perceive what they're reading different.
And I do want to say that people do fall in love through text messages and through the computer and different things with people that they've never even met.
Right.
So it could be because we are older and we, take in the older way more so.
Right.
But these younger people, they are falling in love through
That's
through
the
these
technology.
ways, through the technology. Yes,
Sorry.
ma'am.
Technology.
As Miss Hired the Web, I have to chime in there
Yes.
and
Yes, go ahead.
say that I think it's a mistake. It is a mistake when we think about dating in person and dating online as two different
things. That's
things.
what I say.
Right.
It's your
Right.
choice.
It,
It's your option.
it is a choice,
And
but
I've
it's
done
just an option.
Yes.
Mhm.
Just like organic chicken or Purdue, it is
Right.
it is an option. It's
It is.
I think of the web as something that expanded our capacity.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't work for you, don't do that.
Right.
You know, I can't eat every kind of rice,
Right.
but
I might wanna try.
if it's black rice, I can do that.
Right.
But the white and the brown, I can't do it. So it's
Right.
just a choice.
Right.
And it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
And everybody can't use it.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
it's kind of like learning online.
Right.
If you're
And
not a self-starter,
Right.
It's not
if you
gonna work.
can't, if you got to have somebody over you cracking the whip and that
Mhm.
kind of thing, like I couldn't be Catholic because they got too many freedoms. Okay, freedom of this is not for me. I needed a Pentecostal. I needed to not have the earrings and not wear. I needed strictness because I needed a string for my kite because I'm a little high. So
And I
it
will
is individual. It's just a,
Yeah.
And I've done both. I mean, of course, you meet people, and I've done online.
Mhm.
So, met my only husband, my ex-husband. I met him online years ago before it was really popular, and I think it worked well for me then because it wasn't really popular. And now it's like so many people are on it. It's hard to maneuver and to get through. And I just say that because again, I've done it before, but now I did it a little bit at the beginning of the year, and I had to get off because it's just too much
Just too
minutia.
much. It's like a part-time job. When you
Yes,
open this up,
you
when
have
I
to
go
sit
there
there
and
and-
people know
It's-
that I'm on, it's like, oh my God, I don't have time for all this. They're like,
All of the
Right.
mail comes in at you.
yeah, I
Right.
just, okay, this is not good. So I'll
Yeah.
peep in. If I happen to find
You peep
somebody
out.
to talk to, okay,
Yeah.
so
So,
I did that.
yeah, I did it for 30 days earlier this year, and then I just let it go. I was like, I did
What
my
did
Too
you
much.
think about
Too
it?
much.
Did you want to chime in on that? Did
You better catch me while you can, because I'm out.
right.
I guess my thing is what she was getting back to the old self. For some, that'll happen, but for others, there are options. So
Right.
you can use the old way of dating. It's not like it's not being done. But what she was saying actually was that guys are not trying to date you. They're trying to just get you to come to the crib and
Well,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They're
some
trying to
of
get
them, yeah.
past the dating steps.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's
And
online.
They want to go
or
from
in
A to
person.
Right.
they want to go
You
from
know,
A to Z, and I think that's just depends on what they're accustomed to. The women that they're accustomed to running into, again, is basically what it is. You know, they're used to running into women that they look at you, they say, "Hey, you look nice. Oh, you look nice too. Okay, let's go to the bed." But when they meet someone,
The same day.
yeah,
Can you believe
I mean,
it?
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know why.
but when they meet somebody that has I call it, some, hey, wait a minute, let me get to know you. Let me find out,
What's your name?
what's your name? Yeah, really.
Your middle name.
Your middle name,
last
last name.
Right. Where your people from?
Yeah, really. And let's get into some important stuff. When the last time you had a physical? When you start getting into people like that, then they don't have that time, because everything is just instant, like microwave. They want it right then, right now, and if they got to work for it, they don't want it. But then when that's not the man you want anyway.
I have a confession.
You want the man that wants to take his time.
Right.
Evidently, this call girl put my sideline number on some kind of advertising. So I started getting her calls. And my confession is that I was actually enjoying.
This is a strict. I need to kite the Pentecostals.
Like they would say stuff like, "I've been verified, and I've gone through all the channels. And what is the next step?" This chick had a process.
Oh wow!
So before you even get to talk to her,
yeah, right? And I kept hanging on because I wanted to know, like,
what's your process?
All the time of the night. Are you available? Are you available? I heard that you were busy earlier, but now it was just. And finally, I started saying it just got to be too much because she's a very popular person. And I started writing back, sending them to my website. It's like, no, more here, right? Yeah. I put in my website to a blog. They were like, do I have the wrong number? But, but there's a process.
Right? Yeah. So I don't think that I think that was back in the day as well, but I just think men are more bolder now because women are more bolder.
Yes, that part.
And so they feel now that they can just tell what it is they want, and then and when they come up to a woman that's not like that, you're now beginning to be the
unicorn.
Right.
I've been told I was a unicorn.
Right. Yeah. You're not the standard anymore. It's hard. Actually having a man to work for your cookies nowadays is not the standard. It's the
they just want the baby. They don't want they don't want to go through all the
at all. Right. They don't want to bake it up or anything. They just want it instantaneously cooked and they're ready for it. Right. Laid out. So, so she's gonna run across stuff like that, but just hold on to your standards and and just walk right by them. Just understand that they're running to the next woman that they were looking for and get whatever they need. You just keep going and looking for the right man, and he'll be there.
Because the right one is gonna want to. He's gonna want to go through those steps. He's gonna want to date you. He's gonna want to do these things for you.
Right. To romance you and everything else. And a McDonald's meal is not a romance.
So let me make it. Let's be safe to say, men and women. Women have to maintain a standard. Men have to maintain a standard too.
Right, exactly.
You got women out there that are doing some of the same things.
Exactly.
That some of these guys are doing. It comes from both sides. But if you have to be a person of standards, regardless, you have to be who you are. Exactly. And if you don't have any, then you won't get any. If you got some, then you'll get some. Because anybody's gonna try you and see what they can get for free. But bottom line is, you got to be that person of standards. If that's what you got.
What is on Netflix and chill?
That's when they
go ahead. Lanisha was saying that most guys just want you to go home with them and come on, let's watch some Netflix and chill. Are actually going out there getting to know them first.
So
Netflix and chill
that shouldn't be the first house.
That shouldn't be the first move. That should be somewhere down the.
I wasn't listening. I was producing. Sorry.
No,
that's fine.
I'm trying to learn some stuff.
I think you might have learned a little bit too much with your phone calls.
Right. You might need that. And I do want to say, just because maybe not McDonald's. I'll tell you one of my experiences, because people put on a blog like somebody asks if a man takes you out on the first date with a coupon, is that a bad thing? To me, I don't care, because this is our first date, And my thing is, if you're being frugal, because you probably got to take out so many people to see if you get to know them. And a lot of women on that post were like, "Oh no, that's saying, he don't value your worth. He don't do." No, this is a first date. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
And it just depends.
And if it go bad, I'm gonna pay for it anyway, because I don't want to see you tomorrow. We're gonna make sure I don't owe you nothing.
And then I think that's where the conversation goes in. At what is this man trying to accomplish? Maybe he's trying to build a business, and right now that's all he has is this. But he's willing to take his, he want to take you out, but he just don't have the funds right there to do so. But he's gonna try to piece together what he can to pay for the meal.
Or he has it.
So you gotta look at
right.
He has it, but it's a first date. Like, how much do you put? Why? Like,
well, I don't know. I think now on the first date you do need to put your best foot forward. So if that, I look at that. If the thing is his best, if that's his best that he can do right now, and I really like him, and this is then I accept the fact that that's the best you can do. But if you pull up with a Mercedes and all this other stuff, and then the only thing you want to do is tell me to go out the kids' meal and give us up, then we got Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah. So you gotta pay that. You gotta pay that car note.
Now, Terrence always plays devil's advocate.
Yes.
And I am always Pollyanna.
Okay,
yes.
Pollyanna.
And I do have a story, but go ahead.
Okay. And the Pollyanna part of the coupons is Warren and Bill were in somewhere vacationing together, and Warren goes, "Let me buy you lunch, Bill." Okay, no problem. I got this coupon. Two of the richest men in the country,
Yes,
using coupons. Why?
Yes.
Because it doesn't make sense to spend money that you don't have to
spend.
You could use that money for something else.
Exactly.
So it's not always that they're just poor.
Right.
Maybe they have a purpose.
Again, that's with the communication between the two.
Yeah, and then okay, I'm gonna tell this story. And I'm gonna tell another story. Like one of my friends, he asked me. He was like, he's trying to do the dating thing he's done online. And he's meeting these women, and he was like, I'm going broke dating these women, and then some of them I don't even want to see. And that's when I was like, hey, you need to go to the coffee shop. You need to go different.
Exactly.
Do these different meals.
Why meals anyway? Yeah,
right.
So
that way you're saving your money. You don't have to worry about a coupon, so she won't think you cheat. This is a meeting to see if we're gonna go further. Exactly. And so I did go out on a date one time. I knew the guy from high school had a big crush on him. He was in town, and he was like, hey, I'm going to take you out.
Oh, sorry.
He was like, hey, I want to take you out. Meet me at Hooters. I said, okay. Because it didn't matter what I was eating. Hooters
is a place where they walk around with little tight shirts on and they have their butt cheeks.
I live in a bubble.
Okay. And they claim they have good wings. I've had them. They're not that good.
Oh. It really is not at all.
So I met him at Hooters.
It's the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere. But I had a good time because I was just going to see him and talk to him and get to know him. And then the next day, he took me to a nice restaurant, brought me a gift. Like, everything was nice. We were all dressed up and stuff. And I was like, was that a test date? And I don't know if men do that or not, but I think it kind of was a test date to see what I was going to say or what I was going to do. But I was like, it's about getting to know you, so I don't really care. And that's what some women are saying. Oh, well, they want to go all out on the first date. What if they don't like you and don't want to take you on the second date? So they want to save their money.
Right. I mean,
it's wasteful spending.
I would say,
let them keep their money.
I would say meet at a coffee shop or something like that. Because again, just like you're trying to get to know me, I'm trying to get to know you. And if I need to make a quick out, I can do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you reading?
Comment was that why do women flip out over coupons? I went out with a girlfriend and Tony's Oyster Bar had a coupon, $30.
Said girlfriend.
Was it he or she?
With a girl Oyster Bar. It was a nice place, but but they had a coupon.
But I think that's two totally different about that.
Well, I think the point was that there was a coupon for an upscale restaurant.
Right.
What she was saying.
Right.
But she went with another female, and then
it was the thing we were talking about.
I don't think it's necessarily coupons, because I think we all clip coupons in somewhere or another. I think the aspect was that the guy was using it for a date.
Right.
And that was the issue or the problem. So, yeah.
Take me on a date using a coupon. If the food is good, you might get a second one. I'm just saying. I'm all for first
You got
dates
good
and
conversation.
and some free food.
Yeah.
So
I love Starbucks, and we got the first conversation. Just go to Starbucks and sit there and chit chat.
and that's what gets me, because either way, you're eating free. So what does it matter what he pays? You didn't pay. You did not pay for that meal. If he's paying, who cares what his discount is and what he used and how he paid for it? You didn't come out your pocket for a tip. Let that man live.
Mhm. This is why I go to networking events sometimes, especially the ones with the chicken wings.
So
It's a meal.
one of the things that one of the guys, this conversation was on, it was online earlier today. One of the guys said, when we're talking about online dating, is that if you're going to meet someone online and go on a date with them, that's one of the things you might want to do is, instead of going for a meal, go for a drink. And for a drink, you can be out in 15 minutes if the date is boring or not up to your expectations. If you go for a meal, you stuck with at least an hour-long date that's boring, and you got to pay for that meal because you're the man 9 times out of 10.
And I'm gonna say again, if I don't like you, I will pay. Just to let you know, I don't owe you nothing. Because some people think they pay, you owe them.
Yeah,
I owe you nothing. I'm paid for the full meal and hope I have a coupon.
Well, I think it's wise. I think it's wise anyway. If you're going to be dating that many people, trying to filter through, then I think it's wise to get a system of just going someplace that's quick, easy, like I said, coffee or a drink or something because
ice cream.
Yeah, because the whole thing is you're trying to see if this person is somebody you want to start dating. So technically that's why it's so different now as far as dating, because before you would meet somebody at a bar or at a whatever. So you already have that first meeting situation taken care of, because you're probably already eating, you're probably already drinking, and so at that the conversation is struck, and then you communicate, hey, I like you, would you like to go on a date? So that was really the first date. Now that you're doing online, the whole meet the first time should be just like that whole, if you were dating and met out in the so-and-so, meet me at X, Y, and Z, and let's talk and see if we decide that this is something we want to get involved in. And the person that you're talking to online should understand that. They should not be expecting a big old meal when you just been chatting somebody up on the internet, because you don't know once you meet that person. I mean, so you could look at them and their eyes look crossed where it didn't look like. I mean,
the picture they were straight.
Like she said last time, a lot of catfishing going on. Online and definitely. But also, I think even if you meet somebody out, or if you talk to somebody on the phone and you hadn't actually met them, some people do lie about what they look like and all that. Use fake pictures, but particularly
like,
online.
And I like breakfast dates. Anybody?
She's just putting that out there.
For
breakfast date.
For first date. Gonna be out at night. Like that. Sorry.
This is put it out there. Would you go on a date to one of those like paint pot, wine and design things? The guys do that. I think that's a great date instead of eating.
You going what now?
Wine and design, or you painting and stuff. I think it's creative. I mean, it's a creative thing, but I
think anything you do besides going out to eat is,
meeting and walking on the park.
Whatever two people want to do.
To do besides sit there and try to up a conversation. But have built in.
But the whole thing is you need to be able to see if you can talk to that person.
That's the part. That's the part I like.
Yeah.
And I don't drink, so the wine and paint wouldn't. I mean, I guess the paint part would be okay, but
Well, I went to. This is on my mind because I went to this focus group yesterday, and the only reason I could think of to go to something like that was to bond
and get to know somebody,
just to get to know. So, because I'm not a painter, I'm not. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
I would
fun
do that
to do
as
that.
a date. Or,
it seems like
or like our board getting together and going there, so we can learn more about each other and things like that.
Yeah,
some kind of relationship.
Right. Yeah, it's a relationship building thing.
Yeah. And they do that. I watch a lot of little dating shows where like they have like Dating Naked and The
That
other
one,
little,
I don't think I will.
they have a, well, you can't see him. It's on VH1. The stuff is blocked, but it's pretty much to have people like you're naked.
In public?
Yeah, it's like a secluded island type thing, and they meet each
Wow.
other, and it's very interesting. But they have them go on these types of dates where you're
Uh-huh.
painting or you have to put together a project, you
I
have to
love
do
it.
stuff, and it strips away everything. Like there's
Literally.
nothing there. And, yeah, and because I love everything. I love everything. I love the concept just
I
because
like
there's
it.
no, there's literally no
You bring
barriers.
you.
Yes, that's it. That's all. I bring me.
I like it.
Like on y'all watch the TV show Star? I bring me. The song called I Bring Me. But yeah, So
Okay.
but I watch a lot of different little stuff. It's cute.
So did we get any feedback from?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
let's talk and see what
Um,
our listeners are saying.
well, Charlene is very active.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Charlene.
She is so funny.
Yes.
Well, she should have came today.
Girl, if they're talking breakfast, taking me to breakfast, it better be the weekend. Otherwise, they don't have a job.
That's the only
They work
time
at
I can go.
They work at night.
They
Well,
work
I
at night.
can't go
Yeah, they
during the
could be-
week. I got to go on the weekend.
They might work
Call
the third
me.
shift.
Yes. I'm with her. Call me
Okay.
at 8:00 on a Saturday or Sunday
Hilarious.
and ask me to go to breakfast. I will kindly
Charlene
get up.
says hello to everyone.
Hello, Charlene.
Did
Okay,
Patricia Hayes chime in, or Mary Linda?
Mm-mm.
That might be see
Them
that.
and Charlene, they've been
Mm-hmm.
on all week.
Yeah.
But okay, you got
Okay.
another question?
So my question today is: are there certain characteristics in a relationship that, when you're getting into a relationship, that are deemed to be good characteristics that says that this relationship is going to last, or this relationship is perfect for a marriage? What do you guys think? Is there some kind of I don't want things that you look for, and you can say that if this relationship has it, this is where this is going to last, or this is going to go anywhere. What do you think, AJ?
Consistency.
Okay.
That's the main thing. And as long as people start out, continue the way they start out, because some people are going to be inconsistent in the beginning, and you'll know.
Mhm.
And so you'll know that that's not conducive to a long-term relationship, because that's not what people want. People don't want someone that's inconsistent. So I think consistency I know that's a big one for me. That's one quality that I look for in people. So.
Okay.
I think honesty up front is always, good.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing you can be, just honest. So that don't mean that a relationship will last because it's honest, but at least you'll know who that person is and what that person stands for.
Okay.
It don't mean that it'll last, but at least you know the person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
friendship? You think
Yes.
friendship is important in a relationship
Very.
to make for it to last?
Yeah, I think friendship and fun, like someone you can do things with and be okay. And I'm kind of speaking for myself, because that's the only person I know consistent in dating is me. So I'm the only
Right.
consistent
Consistency in this whole thing.
in the whole situation. But someone that is fun, someone that wants to get to know you and not change you. And that's
Okay.
the thing. Someone that's accepting of you.
Yeah, I say that all the time
Because
yes.
it's hard to find, and
Right.
you start out that way, and they're like, "Oh no, I get it. You do this. Oh no,
Right, and
that's fine. Oh no, this is good." And then next thing you know, they're mad because you're doing the same things that they say they liked about you.
Right, that they met. So how can you love it one
Yeah.
minute and hate it the next?
I
Yeah.
think
I
this
agree
is a
with
good
that.
comment
What's
that
that?
says
Was it
you
Angela
should
Kelly?
you should consider someone's values.
Okay.
It's the best way to determine if that person is potentially compatible with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
That
real
is a
good.
good
That's a good comment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about understanding and trust? Do you guys think that that's something that's very important to have
Yes.
in a relationship?
Yes. And that goes kind of into what we were just saying. Like,
Mhm.
to know you, they have to understand you, and you can't. Because a lot of people go in thinking that they've dated, they've done this, they've done that, so they know everybody that's in front of them.
Mhm.
But every person in front of you is a different person.
Right.
So you have to learn that person, understand that person, and then, as she was saying, get to know their values and see what it is about that person. If you don't understand the person in front of you, that's communication is going to break off. All these things are going to break off, and then you're going to know. And even if, like, for me, I get a lot of people who say that they love me. I don't necessarily love them in that way, and I let them know, and it's because I know that they don't understand me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know that you don't understand me, I'll put you in a certain area. I can love you from that area, but we can't be in that type of relationship. We can possibly be in a friendship.
Right.
We can, but not, us together type relationship. But I love all my friends. So it's okay to put them in the friendship area, and I can love them from there. But we just can't be together for a long-term romantic type relationship.
Yeah, I think it's very important to understand why a person do the things they do. And I think that, to me, the trust is very important, because in order for a person to give their heart or their time, they have to trust that you're going to be able to take care of that heart, or just treat it as it's not important, because it is important. It's something that you're giving of yourself to that person. And even if it's just like a gift or of some sort or something, if you give somebody a gift, you don't want to see them slam it on the ground and stomp on it. I think that's the same when you give somebody, to take the time to start to share their likes and dislikes, and I think that people need to understand that your likes may not be my likes. So you can't tell me that what I feel or what I like or don't like, or what I do or don't do is wrong because you don't do it or don't like it. That's where the understanding of I'm a different person than you. So if you loving me or you caring for me or you want to be involved in me in a relationship, then you have to accept my differences as well. And I think I posted something about that, loving someone is not just loving them for what is compatible, but the things that are different.
Right.
Now, Charlene says that you can trust anyone. You can trust them to be who they are.
That's right.
Finding out who they are is the hard part.
And that's actually true. And I always
I love that.
And I have a kind of quote like that. People are, you have to take people at face value, because people are going to be people, and people are going to do what people do.
Exactly.
The way they do it.
Right.
And I think my version of that is, you cannot consistently behave in a manner that is inconsistent with who you are.
That's right.
It's it's all saying the same thing.
Say that again.
You cannot consistently behave in a manner that is inconsistent with who you are.
Right.
You're going to slip up. It's going to come out.
Yes.
So like the old
At
people
some point.
get old and hit the hammer on the nail, hits them on, and they start cursing. No, it was in
all
there.
red.
You just holding back. Now you're just so old you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to feel like you have free
reign. Just like, you know what, I'm on my way out. I'm gonna do whatever I want to.
Yeah.
Exactly. So so
I think we can drop the mic on that note.
Hey.
Exactly.
Our time is up, but I do want to. Yeah, but I do want to thank the I want to thank the audience for chiming in. I also want to thank them for watching the previous videos, particularly the last one, where I think we got near 800 views for that. So I appreciate everybody for checking out the videos. Continue to do that. Anybody that feel like they want to come on the platform, they have a topic, subject matter related to relationships that they want to share, they can contact me on Facebook, or they can, they can. Well, you may have my email, but anybody can contact on Facebook, or the chat, and just let us know. So again, thank you.
And we still have like 5 minutes. Okay. So I just want to I'm gonna plug some stuff since he's trying to close out before it's time to go. And we still got 5 minutes.
Oh, we good.
Adrian, I go by a couple of different names. Tomorrow night at Noir, downtown Raleigh, I'll be going by Butterfly, which is my poetry name. I will be a feature. Doors open at 7. Seats go fast. If you are not there, you will be standing.
Yes.
Definitely. She can attest. She actually performed last month, so we'll get her again next month or something soon. But right. It's a great event, so y'all come on out, get on downtown. It's from 7 to 10. It's early enough for people who don't like to be out late to get home, and still early enough for people who like to party all night to go to a party at 10 o'clock. So y'all come on out and enjoy some wonderful spoken word with some wonderful poets. And I'm not just saying that because I'm one of the features. It's just it's
parking over there?
It's okay.
There's a parking deck. There's a
Like-
parking deck that's kind of
right
diagonal
across the
from it. Yeah. So that's
convenient.
So there is parking.
And it's right across the street from the L House. If you know where the L House, that parking deck is right there by the L House, and it's just direct, almost like catty corner across the street from there. So it's not that bad. You get there early enough, it's really not that bad. It's just late night
Oh, it'd
downtown.
be early if I could.
7 o'clock. You better come on, because you will be standing. Put on some comfortable shoes.
Oh God.
And I know, Terrence, you have a book that's coming out. So.
No, that won't be until the end of May, beginning of June, but I'll put that out there a little bit later.
Okay.
So what about
And I do
the
have a
self-worth one? That's the one I want you to talk about.
And
Anyway.
I also am a Mary Kay Senior Independent Consultant.
Yeah.
And I have a class that I'll be putting that's going to be happening on the 29th. I have my flyers also and my information on Let's Talk Relationship. It'll be at 6,600 Suite 202, 6 Forks. Come on, and let's get your skin to look at your skin and get you on a good regimen.
Yes. I have on some Mary Kay lip gloss right now. It's called Berry something. I don't know, but there,
Yeah.
it's real nice. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter. You can see me on Facebook under Adrienne Charleston, Instagram and Twitter, AC Butterfly Flow, all one word. You can find me. I'm everywhere.
And get her book. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. And my book is called Butterfly Flow. Actually, if you Google Butterfly Flow, you'll find everything about me, my website, me, Instagram, everything. Nobody else is really using that. So anything you
My
want to
website, terrenceprayer.com. You can find anything you need to about me, books, so forth.
All right. Well,
All right, great. It's been awesome sharing this time with you guys. Next Thursday, 7 p.m., same time. Maybe shift it up a little bit or maybe the same, but we'll always be talking relationships.
all right. Now have a good night.
Good night.